Cop shots like a boss, stack knots like a boss, cop drop like a boss, on top like a boss, lay the couch.
He is, right? That's what we at. We at the precipice now. Now this man spelled it out for you. It doesn't get any plainer than this. Right? He said, "Listen, I'm not a racist, and I'm gonna help fight the real battle in the political arena that is hurting minorities, blacks, Hispanics, and specifically the blacks and Hispanics in the United States, which is the military-industrial complex and their bullshit wars against so-called terrorism, and also the drug war, which is really a war on the middle class, poor people, people's rights, habeas corpus, civil liberties, and so on and so forth." And Ron Paul is like a laser, you know what I mean? He's focused on these issues, and he's saying,
to the East Coast, I switched time zones more than switch clothes. I was born to be on top, born to call shots.
Okay, folks, there it is. The doctor, that's why we should let the doctor operate in 2012. I want to put this out there. Blacks, Hispanics, Indians, whoever you are, right? If you don't support Ron Paul, you deserve what you get.
You see the be on the large, walk in the garage. I'm the coach, I wrote them plays for my team. I'm the mastermind behind these teams with green. I call out.
This is an end the drug war. What has President Obama done for you? Really? He hasn't done shit. Made you a whole lot of promises and then sold your ass out to the special interest groups, to the fascists, basically his bosses, and well, their bosses, the Republican bosses. Right? That's what they've done. Shuffled your ass around for another 4 years and played you like the fucking children that they think you are, basically. Because these people basically treat you like children. You know what I mean? And it's because you asked for it. You know what I mean? You get it because you asked for it. This man is spelling this shit out for you. There should be unparalleled support to put in some big systematic change. Right? Here's somebody who will prosecute the banks, stop all the wars immediately, and stop the war on drugs, and crack the prison industrial complex, right? And free you up, right? And people, 82% blacks, 85% of blacks, most of them, right, sitting around like, Obama, like a bunch of fucking dummies.
You see people in groups. A civil libertarian like myself, see everybody as an important individual. It's not the color of their skin that is important, as Martin Luther King said. What is important is the character of the individual. You know what is really interesting, though, and this might be behind it, because I, as a Republican candidate, probably am getting the most number of black votes and black supporters, and now that has to be undermined. And I do this because I attack two wars that blacks are suffering from. One, the war overseas. In all wars, minorities suffer the most. So they join me in this position I have against the war in Iraq. And what about the war on drugs? What other candidate will stand up and fight in the can and say, I would pardon all blacks, all whites, everybody who are convicted for nonviolent drug acts and drug crimes? And this is where the real discrimination is. Let me finish this because I got to get my message back because you put the other message out. Now, if you want to look for discrimination, it's in the judicial system. 14% of the inner city blacks commit drug crime. 67% of blacks are in prison. That's discrimination. That's the judicial code that I am attacking, and that is not racism. What I defend is the principle of libertarianism, where we never see people who belong to a group, and every individual is defended and protected because they're important in the individual, not because of their color of skin, but of their character. So I am the anti-racist because I am the only candidate, Republican or Democrat, who would protect the minority against these vicious drug laws.
The opportunity. If you want change, you know what I'm saying? Here's a perfect opportunity, right? To really, to get that kind of change that people saw during the civil rights movement, to bring that back and then reconstitute that and put it behind, candidates is going to move agendas forward, right? And here's somebody that will do it. And what do? They call him a racist. Yeah, this guy's a racist, right? They thought that race is either anti-Semitic or racist, right? To discredit him so that minorities who probably should support him won't support him.
Top drive like a boss, on top like a boss, baby clothes like a boss, on the blows like a boss, big house like a boss, up and out like a boss. Who the boss player? Who the dirty South boss? Who the boss player?
So these people are tripping over themselves, lying, and trying to basically cheat and trick you. That's all they're doing is cheating you and tricking you. All the way down the line. This is a bunch of trickery. You know, a bunch of cheating, trickery, murder, mayhem, right? All brought to you by, if you did a commercial, it'd be like, brought to you by your local fascist government officials and the corporations, right? But then people want to get in an argument, right? Democrat, Republican, blah, blah, blah. This man is pointing out that he just said it. The Democrats and the Republicans are fucking you with this shit. And here's an opportunity for you. Here's probably the last opportunity you're gonna have. You're either gonna get somebody like the doctor, you know what I mean, in there and let them operate, right? And catch a break right now as far as get some real change. As far as the whole drug war, you know, the war on terror, all that bullshit. You're gonna get somebody in there that can see through this shit and it's gonna cut through the matrix and fix this shit. Start that. You're not going to ever get that again in your life. Forget it. You're not going to get anybody to help you get out of these wars, right? And end the prison industrial complex and the war on drugs. So, people of color, this Ron Paul is your wake-up call. Either you shift your support 100% behind him, or you get ready to get the hardest, longest, red, white, and blue fascist dick up your ass that you ever got before in your life. Right? I mean, because it could get real. You're being targeted. And here's somebody saying, listen, I'll help you. I'll stop the targeting of your people. You know what I mean? Systematic, not just your people, but poor people, middle class. And this is something, and in turn, minorities, you know, will get a big boost. I mean, I support them 110%. Now, not on everything, but because things like this, I got to go with this guy. And I believe that he's going to do what he says. Like his first day in office, I can see him putting pen to paper. I can see, you know, him not, you know, I can see, you know, if he's going to use an executive order, expunging all nonviolent drug crimes. I can see him doing that and, you know, issuing orders to go after these banks. No amnesty for bankers. Letting them go out, go bankrupt and go to prison for, you know, like Bernie Madoff. I can see, you know, the troops coming home. You know, all the people stop getting maimed and killed, you know, in different countries, all the atrocities. I can see him doing that. The rest of these people, come on.